Well, this has been a rough start to the day. It's been a little rocky. We had some technical difficulties at certain points. And I don't know how you're going to edit this. Maybe you'll put the whole thing on. But I think the topic of the day is exhaustion.
Check that microphone.
Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2.
Cool. Can I Kick It Podcast, episode 5, and action. Cool. Relax.
What's going on, people? How are you? Like you welcome you to episode 6, 5. We can't decide.
It was never on, was it?
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's okay. It's
That's
okay.
all right. We started out rough anyways.
Can I Kick It Podcast, episode 5, take 2, and action. We don't have to start over.
Oh,
it's
no,
just
let's start
the camera
over.
angle is going to be a little weird on the first part.
Oh, welcome back, folks. Good. They tell me 5. I say 6, 0, 0, blah, blah, blah. Episode 6, 5, 5.
God damn it.
I was gonna say, like,
Did it go off?
Can I Kick It Podcast, episode 5, take 3, action.
5, 5. 5 of the Can I Kick It podcast, where I will be basically talking at you about whatever I feel like.
And action.
Our production letting us know the camera may have gone out.
May have.
Did it?
It did.
Oh, welcome back, folks. It's good to see you again. Back on the Can I Kick It podcast, where me, Kani Mullally, will be kicking it to you, the Can I Kick Itites. We'll come up with a better name for you later. About
Can I Kick It Outs?
yeah, that's pretty bad. Sorry.
Rihanna's got the Navy, Beyonce's got the Beehive, and you got the Can I Kick It Outs?
The Navy, is that what she calls them?
Yeah. Who else?
Anyways, we'll be
Nicki Minaj has the Barbs.
well,
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what they got.
I don't know. I don't have any followers anyways. You know what?
You look like you're ready to throw up every single time I mention one of these names.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not my favorite people. I mean, they're great artists and whatever. I don't know these people, but yeah. The fact that you have a name for your fellowships, like your followers and so on and so forth, like some.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
That's. I mean, it's cool. I get it, and people, it's just maybe not my thing, which is why the name was so horrible. Because I'll never really use it. But as usual, we'll be here talking about topics. There's not much going on in the basketball world, so I guess we'll talk about other stuff, which is fine too.
Just quickly, let's just introduce yourself, introduce the podcast.
Yeah, Can I Kick It podcast? I will be kicking it to these people. Didn't I just say that?
Kind of, sort of. You usually go with Can I Kick It Podcast? I am your host.
Oh, you know what though? Like this whole thing, right? And like, not for nothing. Everybody's got a fucking podcast now. Like my feed has popped up with people that I've known for years, and everybody at the same time has decided to have a podcast. And I'm not so sure, right, that I necessarily feel the need to do this whole thing. Hey, YouTubers, remember to smash that fucking subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that whenever I come with something new, you can see. Fuck you. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, the like button, whatever. Smash that like button, smash that, but fuck that. Like, I get it. It's the Can I Kick It podcast. I'm here to go on rants about stuff that generally just get under my skin.
It's all good. I'll just throw the graphic up with your name on it.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate that. There's not much going on in the basketball world, so I guess we'll talk about other stuff, which is fine too. I think the topic of the day is exhaustion. I think you're feeling it. I'm feeling it. And how does one overcome that exhaustion? And when we're going back into stage 2, there's barely any sports on TV. You can't really get out and do anything. But you can go to work. Like, it is stacking season. Like, you can't spend money anywhere. If you're spending money, like, you really have to try.
Funny thing about this whole quarantining and COVID or whatever we want to call it, it's actually, especially in March, people are talking about, oh, now's the time. If you have plans to do shit, now is the time. Get your act together. plot, scheme, hustle, because when shit opens up again, it's gonna be a whole new me type thing that people are, right? Yo, I was about that life.
Yeah, I was too.
And then shit started to open up again, and everyone was just like, myself included, oh fuck, I accomplished nothing.
Well, no. I mean, I feel like I did a lot of stuff
Oh
during
yeah, I
quarantine.
mean, I accomplished a lot of stuff, yeah. I accomplished absolutely nothing. And then shit opened up, but then I felt that sense of urgency, so I started doing shit.
Yeah.
But now I feel like we're back at that spot, and I feel like people are going to be like, oh, it's going to open up again, so in the meantime, let me regroup and get my shit together. Yeah, I'm not even going to front this time. That's not me. I'm just existing until shit opens up again.
I can completely understand that.
Sorry if I don't seem so motivational right
No, I don't. I mean, I think that's important that people understand that there's people out there that feel that way, because you know what gets on my, like, under my skin the most? You know what really grinds my gears? Is that copyrighted? Can we even say that? You'll edit it out. I don't understand how you cannot be cognizant of others at a time like this. I just don't understand that. How can people be assholes at a time like this? Like, I get that you're under stress, but like now more than ever, I don't understand people that don't show compassion. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't see how, for instance, the spin class across the street from me, right? I guess, gyms are not allowed to be inside anymore. People may need their spin classes. And I understand that. I understand the need for you to get on a bike and feel active, especially when you only got a half an hour in the day.
Okay, everybody, let's take this next hill. And 3, 2, 1, jump! No! You're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Good jump. You're barely alive. Okay, now, nice cool down. Check your pulse rate.
But I don't understand a spin class on a downstairs patio outside, bumping music for whatever many hours a day and yelling instructions to people on a bike. At this point, you're outside now. Just get on a fucking bike. People still need to sleep. Some people during quarantine, especially myself included, will take the Saturday nights to get ripped off their face. And you need that Sunday morning to sleep in silence so you can get back to work on Monday or back to whatever you might be doing if you're not at home. Like, a lot of people are back at work, except for the service industry, but, I just don't understand a spin class yelling outside my apartment at that time, playing obnoxiously bad music.
Give me an example.
I don't even know the song. It's like these mixes, like these pop mixes. I guess because they just got to be clean. It's just fucking annoying. Like, how do you have the spin class? Like, go to the park even outside of a residence.
Yeah.
Why do people think that people don't live downtown? Could I set up a spin class on my front lawn in a neighborhood in Vaughan and play obnoxiously loud music all day?
Not in Vaughan.
Anywhere.
I mean, in theory, you could. I don't know how far you'd get, but you could in theory. Why you'd want to. I get it, though. These places need to keep the lights on. They need to make money.
Yeah.
What?
I get that. It's just the things that are important to people now, like the things people need to have done for them, and they haven't figured out another way to do it. Like, I understand that your business needs to make money, and, I want to support everybody in making money, but I also think that you need to be cognizant of others. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm not saying don't make money, and honestly, like, it's a little annoyance. I'm sure they're nice people. I'm just going off the rail because I'm annoyed about it today.
Well, yeah.
It's not actually that big of a deal. More what I'm talking about is, like, I don't know. You see a homeless person, they ask you for money, and you take the time out of your day to sling an insult that way. Like, what I see a lot of people do is they'll be like, they either won't answer, which I think is, that's still a person. You could say, I don't have it. I know that you probably have to say it a lot of times while you're walking down the street downtown, but you can just say, I don't have it. You know what I mean? You treat that person like a person. Or they'll slang like an insult at that person, that homeless person. They'll be like,
Well,
they'll be like, oh, if I don't got it, why would I be giving it to you? Or something like what the, like, man, I get it that person has probably come across hard times and whatnot and whatever, but you don't need to be a dick in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, ever. You don't really ever need to be a dick.
Yeah.
The reason I'm saying this is because you're going to hate me for falling back on basketball. But the reason that I'm saying this is because through the week, you're watching things, different stories on the news, and I realized that the NBA players were at a state where when their families came into the bubble, they had to go through the quarantine as well. Right, and to have to be in that space. I mean, yes, they're playing the game that they love and whichever, but you're still locked in a room for 3 months. You're there, right? While there's social unrest and all kinds of other things going on in your country, back at home, in your states, and so on and so forth. There's still things going on, and you guys are still out there, locking in to come out and play. I don't know if I could do it. I might not be able to.
I don't want to seem like that guy, but I could do that shit easy.
You think so?
You pay me that type of money?
You think that's what it's about?
I could do that shit easy. Bro, you could pay me that type of money to go to jail for 3 months. I'm good. Throw me in that 8x10 cell. I'm good. Just make sure the check's clear and I'm good. I'm only in there for 3 months. Easy. Now you're telling me they're going into a bubble, which is Disney World. They can fish every other day.
Yes.
This fight, I done already caught 2 fish. So I'm over it at this point. Oh! Take the wheel! Take the wheel! Turn the camera. Yes, sir. We got one. Hey, as I'm talking to the snap, the action. Ah! Oh, damn!
Oh, yeah, it's a big fella.
Wait.
Let
Damn!
me get the net.
Damn! Oh! He's fighting me! He's fighting me!
Oh, yeah, that's a nice one there.
He gotta fight me!
Wait. Just bring it over there. Just bring it.
Woo!
I'm sorry, you don't have the ladies at your disposal.
I'm sure they probably still did.
I don't know, dude. I have a hard time empathizing.
With rich people? Say it, rich people.
I have a hard time empathizing with the angle of, they're stuck in this bubble for 3 months. That bubble, they're living a lot nicer than I am living outside the bubble in that bubble. So
That's facts.
And
you still gotta go to work.
Cool on that. It's true.
You still gotta find ways to make money. Like you said, some people were giving you shit for making money the other day, because they don't agree with the fact that you gotta be out there, maybe doing a DJ gig or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I just bubble life and talking about how it's hard to be in the bubble. Well, no, the strong survive in that bubble. You don't have to stay in the bubble.
That's facts.
You can morph into Paul George and start hitting the side of the backboard.
Do you not think that maybe the bubble was kind of fucking with him a little bit?
I didn't think the Clippers were that good of a team to begin with. I was actually expecting them to lose in the second or third round.
I mean, the semifinals or the conference finals?
Yeah. Being a Raptors fan,
Yes.
all these years, and seeing the Raptors win it, and knowing the Raptors were going to win it, I knew it was because of one thing. It wasn't Kawhi. It was continuity.
Do you think
Right?
that's what it was?
I know that's what it was. They just plugged Kawhi in, and look what happened. They took off, right? Everybody likes to say, Kawhi won us the championship. No, that team was built from the ground up. It just got better and better. Then you took out DeMar DeRozan and put a killer in Kawhi Leonard in. Same system, right?
It was not the same system. They also changed the coaching.
They changed the coaching, but that coach was part of the coaching staff before, so he knew what to expect from the players. The players were still familiar with him. It wasn't a brand new. It was just the natural progression. Hey, we tried this last year.
Okay.
We're going to try this year.
Okay. So
And we're back at basketball.
we are back at basketball. That's what we talk about here. We talk about basketball. I don't really care about your other problems. Okay. I'm exhausted. You're exhausted. We're all going through a pandemic. Listen to me talk about basketball.
Yeah.
Listen. So I got a friend, Kyle. All right, who is a LeBron fan. So he calls me obviously after the finals, because he wants to talk about it, and he wants to know where LeBron now lands in the great debate, the greatest of all time debate. And I was telling him he probably is the greatest player of our era.
Oh, that goes without saying.
Right?
Of this era?
Yeah, this era, right?
No doubt, hands down.
Okay, I might even give him. I'll even give him that he skill-wise, across the board, might be better than Kobe. Hold on. Right? I see you. I see where you're getting.
Oh, I just took a breath.
Okay.
That's
yeah,
it.
no, I hear you. Right. However, I would prefer to have Kobe on my team. I'll take Kobe any day over him. I'll take a lot of players over LeBron. And it's a simple fact that he's telling me, like, that doesn't make him great. Like, he won 4 championships. Look, he's a 17th year. I'm like, I don't really care. Like, ever since he left Cleveland, he's been with a top 5 player in the league. Like, he's always had a top 5 superstar. Like,
No. Last year, he didn't have a top 5 superstar.
yeah, and they didn't make the fucking playoffs. Like, right? And
He
I'm
got
not
injured too, though.
I don't understand why LeBron fans get so up in arms when you tend to criticize his game for something. I think part of becoming a great basketball player is being criticized and having that. Like, I don't understand when basketball players get upset that they're getting criticized by fans. Like, I understand that first of all, that fan can't do anything that you're doing. So you shouldn't be whichever, but sometimes there's some truth to what people are saying. People are critics, and when you're putting on a show, you're going to have critics. Somebody makes a movie, there's critics. I don't understand guys getting on TV and saying and getting upset. I don't understand Russell Westbrook being mad at fans all the time. I don't get it. If a fan says something in the crowd that, yes, they wouldn't say to you in the street, I understand that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you've been to some games, man. I've been to some games at some high schools in the boons, and you know what I mean? Like, things happen. People say shit, man. Like, it's a competitive thing. In Europe, guys are getting called all kinds of names. I digress.
There's lines.
Yeah, there is
People
lines.
cross
But saying that I'm not a fan of LeBron because he's always got help is not a line that I'm crossing. And also, then the argument comes out that, oh, you know, everybody gets help. Yeah, but not top 5 in the league help. You know what I mean? Kyrie, I told him Kyrie is probably, he said Kyrie's not a top 5 guard. I said, okay. Or a top 5 player. I said, okay. Right? But I'm like, he's probably the top scoring guard. Like, he's probably the best scoring guard in our league. And then he said Harden. And I'm like, yeah, maybe. Mm-hmm. But I trust Kyrie to make a shot.
Trust Kyrie to make a shot, but Kyrie's a team killer.
Yeah, but he played that second fiddle role extremely well, and I don't mean any disrespect to him. I don't understand people who are LeBron fans. A lot of the time when I talk to them and they give me that argument are people that don't play ball. And I've played basketball, not at a high level, but I do understand what it is to be on a team where the attention is not, they can't focus in on you because they've got another star player. I understand what it is to play in space, and I understand what it is to not be able to play in space. When you're the one guy on a team and everybody can focus in on you, it becomes much more difficult. When you are on a team with top 5 player, like, I'm looking at the roster for some of these teams that Bron has been on, and I'm like, when have I remember him going to the finals and not being on the best team in the East?
He's been
the first year in Cleveland, maybe? First 2 years in Cleveland? Or the first couple years in Cleveland when he went to the finals there?
They had a year where I think the Raptors had the best record in the league in the East, and they had the second best record. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, what am I saying? Oh, how can I forget? The year before the Raptors won the championship, the Raptors had a better record than the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Let's not talk record-wise. I'm just talking on paper, talent-wise. When has he not been on the best team in that? Like, you can look at that and say that team is not going to the finals.
I hate saying shit like this, but that year the Raptors had a better team than Cleveland, even with LeBron James. The problem with the Raptors, they had DeMar DeRozan. Now, I can empathize with issues that he claimed he had, which I agree that he had them, but at the end of the day, he was soft. He wasn't the player to take us over the hump. Kawhi was. It's the same team, less Jakob Poeltl and DeMar DeRozan, and you input Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, it takes listen, man. DeMar was what, in his 10th year?
Thank you. DeMar 2009, 10th year.
Listen, I respect, there's a lot of guys win right off the bat. Right? There's not a lot of guys that just come into the league and dominate to a point where they can win. Learning to win in the NBA takes time. What I don't like about the LeBron teams and the LeBron narrative is that it teaches these kids that you team up with the best players that you have and you don't have to deal with the adversity that a lot of other people have to deal with. Dame Lillard has been in Portland forever. He's lost, he's won, like not won a championship, but they've had winning seasons, they've had terrible seasons, right? And he deals with it, right? Jordan, if we want to start talking about that, like we're talking about the greatest of all time, right? That is the argument that this guy is in, right? Clearly,
Who, LeBron?
Yeah.
LeBron can't be greatest of all
No,
time.
but that's the argument that's the only argument that you're not gonna put him against other players because I mean his stat wise he's already killed everybody else.
Jordan played. I love people that make the argument, oh, LeBron is better than Jordan, greater than, and it.
Well, what I'm saying is that's the comparison. That's where he's at, right? The comparison is, is he better than MJ? Is he not? Is he the greatest of all time? There's no other conversation. So when we're talking about this, what I don't like is that we tend to erase certain narratives of where LeBron has shown cases of mediocrity repetitively. I don't appreciate you. Like I see what Jordan was. I was there for that era. I seen him play, whichever. But he wasn't somebody to complain or give you that air of I need another player to make this happen. He wasn't the kind of guy that said I need to team up with. And LeBron has told you that. He's told you the reason I team up with these players is because I want to win. He's told you that's why he teamed up with D Wade. I want to win. It's a simpler solution to having to compete against teams that are beating you up like the Boston Celtics.
You want to know where I thought LeBron lost his chance at being the greatest of all time?
The Dallas Mavericks?
2010.
Yeah, that is...
2010 is when he lost it because he teamed up with Chris Bosh and D Wade. All right, you got power now, you did that. You went up 2-1 in that series. All right, you took control. Then you started making fun of Dirk Nowitzki when he showed up sick for Game 4. I don't know if you remember this.
I don't remember that.
You could see the visual of LeBron and D Wade walking down the tunnel with the cameras on him. D Wade turns to LeBron and says some shit like, "Oh, you think I'm coming down with something? It's that weather change."
Oh, did y'all hear me cough? Think I'm sick.
Hey, this weather, man.
Weather is
It's
crazy.
hard to go from 85-degree weather and then go to 90.
Rihanna. Man down.
Oh, another one.
Changing from Miami to this 89-degree weather in Dallas, it's really affecting me. And they were mocking Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki played that game. I think he hit like the game-winning jump shot to win that. Anyway, the point being, after that little comment and them joking back and forth, they never won another game in the finals. Dallas won the next 3 games to take it in 6. Bring that to Michael Jordan.
Nah.
Bring that to Kobe Bryant.
Nah.
Kobe Bryant was up 2-0. Reporter turns to say, Kobe, why no smiles? Like, you're up 2-0.
Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or
Still to be happy about.
you're up 2-0?
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Okay.
Job's not done yet.
Yeah.
Is the job done? I don't think it's done.
And they're very quick to give, like last year when you didn't make the playoffs, right? They were very quick to say, well, he was injured. And I'm like, my nigga, you losing to New York. My nigga, you losing to Phoenix. My nigga, you losing to Memphis. Like, Sacramento. Like, these are teams that are not even in the playoffs that you're losing to. They were not out of the playoffs when he came back. They were in 4th when he got injured, and they were in 8th when he came back.
My bad.
And they somehow managed to not make those playoffs.
I remember that same time he came back from injury. He missed 17 games. And he said he's activating playoff mode or some shit like that. You remember that?
Yo.
He's like, well, we're just outside of the playoffs. We're in 9th place. I'm going to have to activate playoff mode early.
You know what I'm trying to find?
And then they shit the bed. They couldn't win any games, and they decided to shut him down for the rest of the year.
You know what I was trying to find? I was trying to find that series where he came back 3-1. I could only find the Game 7. I don't want to pay for League Pass.
It's 2016.
Yeah, when he came back from 3-1.
Find on YouTube.
Right? But you can't. I want to see Game 1, like all the way. I want to see the whole thing.
Yeah, I think you can.
Either way, game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4, game 5, game 6, game 7. I want to see the whole thing. He came back from 3-1. I'm like, he didn't come back from 3-1. That team came back from 3-1. Really, he's not my type of superstar, LeBron, right? And it got into the discussion about, I'm like, well, he's always got whatever help and so on and so forth. And he's like, well, it's not his. My friend's like, it's not his fault that management was incompetent. And I'm like, yeah, but that's the beautiful thing about a championship, right? Like, it's that these organizations are all competing for something, and they have to find ways and learn ways to come up with a team that's going to be able to compete for 82 games and then win 16 more to take them to that promised land, right? So what I don't like about LeBron James teams is that if the management is incompetent, which it had been in LA this year, it hadn't changed much. But that top 5 talent that you have with the best player in the league allows you to cover up those mistakes. And then you see the rest of the league trying to duplicate that, where they stack a bunch of superstars together and they think that that's what's going to carry them to the promised land. And the reason the Raptors are so good for the last 5 years is because their scouting has had to be phenomenal. Their development has had to be phenomenal. Their management had to be phenomenal. And look at what it took. They had to sacrifice Mr. Toronto himself, right? Like DeMar DeRozan, as much as we can sit here and say he didn't play the defense and be honest about that, and we can say he was soft, like, we don't get Kawhi if DeMar doesn't come in here as a kid and commit to this program and become one of the best mid-range shooters in the game. He wasn't a shooter when he came in. He was an athletic slasher. Nobody saw him being that. The amount of work that I've seen him put into his game, I really do have to appreciate. And that's what it takes to win a championship. But year after year, and you'll watch it again next year, the NBA has returned to that glorious form that they love so much, where it's going to be superstars against superstars, and we're going to watch the same guys in the finals all over again. Right? Like, the parity is lost. And I don't understand why everybody's so comfortable with that, right? With losing that edge where you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know. Like, everybody's so comfortable with the fact that we know LeBron's going to be in the finals next year. If AD's there, LeBron will be in the finals. It'll take a serious upset to upset that team. And now they're talking about adding Derrick Rose. They'll add another bunch of stars next year. And you can call them washed up, but
that's a formula that works if you have LeBron. I think that's the part that people aren't understanding.
Exactly.
Right? They think, I'm just going to put a bunch of superstars in this team.
Exactly.
And I want to turn to them and say, all right, is one of them LeBron?
Yeah, that's it. It only works if it's him.
Because what makes you think putting these guys together is going to work?
But you're wasting so much young talent doing that. Every year we watch Andrew Wiggins has been shipped. I'm not saying people will question Andrew Wiggins' work ethic, but imagine coming to a team and you get drafted, you think you're playing with LeBron, and then the minute you get there, you're traded because this guy's coming.
He wants Kevin Love.
Exactly. Imagine going to a team and they just trade you away like pieces because you just upend your whole life, right? Because you don't know if you're playing, you don't know how long you're going to be there.
That's not even the part that gets me. What gets me is these teams that love the superstar model that trade away their future. The Los Angeles Clippers, let's just think about this.
The picks, my God.
Los Angeles Clippers gave away their first-round draft picks for the next 6 or 7 years for Paul George.
Between him and Kawhi, they don't have 3 good legs.
That's hilarious.
They seriously though, they're both of them are walking on damaged legs. You heard Paul George basically give up. He let the fucking cat out of the bag, telling him that for those games when he first came back, they were shooting him up. He is not the same guy that he was when he played in Indiana.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm cool on those. I call them excuses.
I mean,
like, if I'm very honest,
the guy broke his leg in half.
Yeah, but he's balled out since. Like, I find you can't just have an injury like that, and now for the rest of your career, every time something doesn't pan out, you take it back to that.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying you gave away the future of your franchise for 2 talents that both have leg issues, like serious leg issues.
I don't look at Paul George as serious leg issues. He's come back from that.
I don't know.
Bro, he's been an all-star.
Yes, he's still a very good player, but I just don't.
I'm
I'm
not
saying,
giving him that. I'm
saying though, right? Like, are you gonna get? So you think Paul George has another 5 years in this league, playing at a high level? Right, exactly. But you're giving away. You're giving away your rook. Like you're giving away picks.
Oh no, that's on them.
That's what
I
I'm
already
saying.
think Paul George is trash. And the funny thing is, I was saying this.
We just said he balled out.
I said he's been an all-star. I said this, that, this. I think just because you've been an all-star,
Yeah.
I know the bold statement that I made. I don't think I made it to you. Was that Paul George will not win a championship? And I said this at the beginning of the season, quiet or not. He's not going to win a championship. He's not that player. The way they were already celebrating a championship before they even practiced together just reminded me of the 2010 Miami Heat. But the difference between the 2010 Miami Heat and this team is the 2010 Miami Heat, they had a player named LeBron James. Paul George is not LeBron James.
Yo, do you remember LeBron James wanted Kawhi to come play with him?
That's what they claim. LA was one of the teams that said that.
Yes, they met with him. Like, this is what I mean. Like, how can you want all the superstars on your team, fam, and then still want me to give you the best respect? And then, like, I haven't heard about AD ever since they won a championship. I've heard about Rondo more than I've heard about AD since they won this championship.
It's a different era. Michael Jordan's era, when you got beat by Larry Bird, you didn't call Larry Bird and say, hey, let's play together next year. You said, fuck that. I'm taking it to him next year.
Yeah. Jordan got beat up by the Detroit Pistons. Then he went to the weight room.
Yeah. And then he finally beat them.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, you got haters like Isaiah Thomas every 10 seconds talking about LeBron is the greatest. And everybody knows that he hates Michael Jordan. Jordan hates him too. And he keeps coming up with shit like, what did he say? Oh, Jordan never beat Bird. Yeah, but he beat you.
All I'm saying is that my type of superstar, will go out and win games. But my type of superstar also, like, when it comes to greatest of all time, I don't care how much of a dick you think Michael Jordan was. I appreciate the type of leader that he was. You didn't ask him to do anything that he couldn't do himself. You know what I mean? So I'm just waiting to see how, the rest of this will shake out next year. But, it's looking to be a boring year for me. Anyways, that was a great talk about exhaustion. We'll be back.
About exhaustion, not basketball.
Yeah, we'll be back. Well, some guys get exhausted and then ask for help, and then some guys get exhausted and they go to the weight room. Well, which one are you? We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for kicking it with me. My name again, Kani. August, you want to say anything?
No?
No? Yeah. We're all pretty tired.
I'm good.
Yeah. All right. We're fucking off.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. All right. Yeah, I like that we once we started talking about basketball, it's going great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a staple.
We'll work on it.